Hi, everyone. I'm retired meteorologist Pat Prokop and YouTuber. And I've been talking over the last several days about a major winter storm that will be affecting the southeast United States. Ever since last Monday, I've been talking about this. And the system is now getting closer and closer. It looks like, indeed, we will definitely have a winter storm across the southeast United States on Tuesday going into early Wednesday morning. Let's take a look at the advisories first of all and get right into this. And there they are, winter storm warnings now in effect for a large portion of central and southeastern Georgia. Just came in from the Charleston National Weather Service. The winter storm warning for the upper portions of southeastern Georgia and southeast South Carolina. Let's take a look at the details on this and the information from the National Weather Service. Expect to see heavy mixed precipitation, expected total snow and sleet accumulations of 1 inch and ice accumulations of 1/4 of an inch possible in these areas. And we could see quite a bit of snow also to the west of Interstate 95. And the winter storm warnings continue all across the southern United States in the southeast, Alabama, Mississippi, into Louisiana and eastern portions of Texas. And this is going to cause major havoc with the interstate systems, particularly on Tuesday night and Wednesday. Let me bring up a map of the interstates. And here we have Interstate 95. This is going to get impacted, particularly from south portions of South Carolina, all across Georgia into northeastern portions of Florida, going into the Jacksonville area. And all of Interstate 10 looks like it'll be affected by the snow, and travel is going to be very strongly impacted there. And also Interstate 75 will be impacted. Interstate 16 will have issues as well, major issues, travel problems throughout the day on, Tuesday and Tuesday night, Wednesday, going into Wednesday afternoon, maybe even continuing into Thursday, depending on just how much snow does melt. And then Interstate 65 going over here into Alabama will cause major problems as well. Here's 65 here. That's 85. Anyway, the roads are going to be very impassable with this system, with all this potential snow that will be falling across the southeast United States, and ice, the potential for snow and ice, which is just a nightmare for travel. You remember now, we're not like Detroit, Chicago, and New York where we have snow removal equipment. Very little snow removal equipment is located in these areas. It's just not economically feasible to invest in snow removal because this is such a rare event to have a snowstorm this large affecting the portion of the southeast United States. Anyway, be prepared for the issue of traveling over the next several days. And if you're expecting deliveries and what have you, that's going to be greatly impacted as well. All right, let's go into the maps themselves. And here's the satellite imagery. First of all, well, we have a clear sky right now. The sun is shining. And I tell you what, it feels pretty good out there in the chilly temperatures if you get into the full sunshine. But there's the storm developing over here in Texas and the western Gulf of Mexico. And with the clear sky over here, at the end of the video, I'm going to talk a little bit about what's visible in the nighttime sky tonight. Your last chance to look at it before it gets really cold. And I hope to open up the telescope tonight as well, work on another project that I've been working on. Anyway, let's look at the maps and forget about the astronomy. Let's look at the maps themselves and the forecast from the GFS. This is it right here. And the latest run shows a band of snow developing across, well, the southern United States into the lower Mississippi Valley, and then moving eastward across Alabama into Georgia and South Carolina, and then into eastern half of North Carolina, and then extreme eastern portions of Virginia as it moves offshore by Wednesday afternoon. All right, let's take a look at the ECMWF, because that seems to be the model of choice lately. It seems to be the model that has been closely mimicking what to expect out of this system. So with that being said, so here's the ECMWF as of 1 o'clock Tuesday afternoon, going into 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and then right at 7 o'clock in the evening shows the band of snow stretching across central Georgia, central South Carolina, with a band of freezing rain and sleet across the southern portions of the region over into the panhandle of Florida. and then off in the the Gulf coastal waters. But anyway, let's look at the next frame. That is going to be at 10 o'clock at night on Tuesday. That's tomorrow night at 10 o'clock, and this is what the ECM is showing for southeastern Georgia and eastern South Carolina. The blue area is snow, the purple area is sleet, and the red area is rain. What's the difference between snow and sleet and freezing rain? Well, snow is crystals of ice that formed and fall in hexagonal crystals. That's snow. Freezing rain is rain, or actually liquid falling through a warm area of the atmosphere and then reaching the ground, but the air reaching just above the ground drops to below freezing, so when the rain hits the ground, it freezes upon contact. The in-between is sleet. Sleet is kind of like rain falling from the clouds into a warmer area, but then the air to the above the surface is colder. Before it reaches the ground, the rain refreezes back into little ice pellets, and that is known as sleet. Let me show you an example here. Let's take a look at the sounding right over here in and around the Brunswick area associated with this particular system. And this shows the upper air sounding. Let me zoom in on that right over here, because this is where it gets important. Now, this area right here is about 5,000 feet above the surface. And this purple line or blue line here, that is the freezing level. Now, on the right-hand side of that, the air is above freezing. And here, rain or precipitation falls, and here it's snow. It falls into this warmer air, which is above freezing, and melts. And then it continues to fall, but then the air about 3,000 feet to 2,000 feet above the surface drops back to below freezing, and so the rain starts falling into much colder air, and then as it hits the surface is at freezing or below, and then the liquid rain freezes upon contact with the surfaces of the roads and more importantly, the power lines and of the branches. Let's look at the next conditions over here, the amount of icing that is expected. That's the important thing right now. And it looks like the southeast quad portion of Georgia will be seeing some freezing rain associated with this system here, stretching from a little bit in the Savannah area down to Hinesville, but more importantly down over in McIntosh County and Glenn County and Camden counties back to Ware County. And Wayne County, too, could see some freezing rain over into the counties in the Okefenokee Swamp area. Over here in the northern portions of Florida, could see some moderate freezing rain associated with the system. Their freezing rain, again, is accumulation of the liquid water that freezes and falls into air below freezing and freezes upon contact, glazing the power lines and tree limbs and the street surfaces as well. All right, that's the freezing rain area. Let's look at the amount of potential snowfall. And this is from the ECMWF, and it's showing a band of snow expected perhaps 2 to 3 inches, in some areas up to 4 inches of snow. Now, this is a computer model forecast. This is using the ratio of 1 to 10. In other words, that 1 inch of rain equals 10 inches of snow. But this will be a wet snow, so we're not going to see that much in this. Let's look at a more realistic value here. That's this right here. And it shows about, well, still a potential 2 to 3 inches of snow in the greater Savannah, Hilton Head area up in toward Charleston, along the coastal areas of South Carolina and upper portions of southeastern Georgia. Depending on how much rain, sleet, snow falls, with what the mixture ratio will be. If it's more snow than sleet and freezing rain, we'll see perhaps 2 to 3 inches of snow in the Savannah area, and then extending back in the southern portions of Georgia, 1 to 2 inches of rain, or snow rather, expected, and 2 to 3 inches out in southeast Alabama and southwestern portions of Georgia. All right, that's the ECMWF. What about the other models? And we have it right over here. Doesn't show quite as much. Still 3 inches of snow potential in the Savannah area, back to Hinesville, over to Darien and Brunswick. Even in the Waycross area, perhaps 2 inches of snow. Wayne County, Jessup, and Baxley area over in Appling County here could see potential of, 2 to 3 inches of snow there as well, according to this model. And then looking at, I think I got the GFS here. Let's see. Yes, the GFS model shows the potential for up to, again, this model is showing up to 4 inches of snow in the upper portions of southeastern Georgia, stretching across into the central portions of Georgia. Here's Evans County, here's Bullock County, Statesboro at 1.9, 2 inches of snow potential in the Statesboro area, over toward Metter as well, 2 inches of snow. Again, this is a forecast model. It's not set in stone, but it is showing some moderate to heavy snows in and around the Valdosta area of south central Georgia, up with a half foot or more of snow, the potential for there. And even over into Appling and Wayne County and Appling County, we could see potential of moderate to heavy snow there as well. All right. Behind the snow will come the temperatures, and all of this week we're going to see some very cold temperatures, not only here but across the eastern, 9/10 of the country to begin with. Temperatures well below zero across the northern portion of the country, but then as we go into Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, that cold air starts shifting eastward, where the Great Lakes states will be right around that 0 degree or slightly below zero. Even New York City is going to have some very cold temperatures there, only about 10 degrees or so for New York City, 1 degree just to the west, and in portions of Pennsylvania, temperatures below zero. 10 below zero in and around Erie and Pittsburgh and so forth. Yeah, very, very cold over there in the Northeast. But we're going to be cold here as well in the 20s and the mid-20s to low 20s. Atlanta, 16 degrees perhaps on Wednesday morning. And then going into Thursday morning, still cold elsewhere across the country, but warming up a little bit, if you want to call it, let's say, less cold across the country, going into temperatures for Friday morning, Thursday night, Friday morning. Temperatures still very cold, below freezing across, again, 9/10 of the country. And then going into Saturday morning, the temperature still cold in the 20s. And then going into Sunday morning, you bet it's still cold, but that's it. After that, things are going to start warming up. So, and also it's a function as to how much snow is on the ground. Will tell us how much the temperature will fall. If you do get a widespread snow cover, the temperatures will be about 5 degrees colder than without the snow on the ground. So keep that in mind. If we get 2 to 3 inches of snow, the overnight low temperatures are going to be in the lower 20s. If we don't get the snow, temperatures will be in the mid-20s. Mid-20s, lower 20s. That's still cold in my book. Anyway, my website, savannahpat.name, great amount of weather information. There's all my latest weather videos I've been posting. You can look at them from there, or just go to YouTube where you're watching right now. And here's my forecast for Tuesday. Expect to see snow beginning in the afternoon, more so at night and overnight into Wednesday morning, then clearing off Wednesday afternoon. A little wave in the atmosphere will pass through the area on Thursday. It looks like any precipitation associated with that will be off the coast west or be east of our area. Will be west of that system, and but there is a 20% chance in coastal areas we could see some sleet or cold rain, a light amount in on Thursday, but then Friday clearing off along with Saturday. Still cold, but temperatures in the afternoon are starting to moderate a little bit. 50 degrees on Friday, 53 on Saturday. Still in the upper 20s, lower 30s. Daybreak Saturday night and Sunday morning. Sunday warming into the lower 60s, with lows then dropping only into the upper 30s and lower 40s. And then again, looking at my 6-week outlook, those temperatures will be cold all of this week. And this might be the end of our winter, basically, because next week we're going to be up to back around normal high for this portion of the world, Savannah area, Hilton Head area. 62 for the high, 41 for the low. Statesboro about a degree or two lower than that, but still not bad. And then week number 3 going into February, above the normal, and then remaining above normal just about through the entire month of February. So that should get things going in the vegetation field. The tulips, and well, not so much the tulips around here, but the daffodils will certainly be starting to bloom, and along with the Japanese magnolia trees, they'll be in the bloom as well. So I mentioned what's up in the sky right now. The sky is clear tonight. You should get a chance to look at the sky. You'll see an extremely bright object up in the southwestern sky. That's the planet Venus. Right below it, a dim yellow star-ish object. That's the planet Saturn. And Saturn is slowly sinking into the southwest, and Venus is slowly reaching higher in the sky in that area. And then over here on the upper portion of the sky, just past the top of the sky at 7 o'clock at night, you'll see another very bright starish object. That's the planet Jupiter. And then beyond that, a reddish, ruddy red color planet. That's the planet Mars. And then the other one over here is the famous Orion Nebula. And let's see if I can bring up the constellation lines. There we go. There's Orion right there, and this area right here is just fantastic for looking at nebulosity. There's lots of nebulosity, but the most famous one of all is this one right here. I took this picture earlier this month. This is the Orion Nebula right there, the Sword of Orion, and it's just if you have a small pair of binoculars or small telescopes, you don't need a big telescope like what I have, but a small telescope will reveal this view, and it's just some of the beauties of the heavenly skies. And if you want to see more of the heavenly skies, you can look at this video I have at the end of the show here, the beauty of the January skies in our area. All right, so with that being said, we'll keep an eye on the weather for you. Thanks to all my supporters who have been helping keep this page up and running. A winter storm warning is in effect for the region until Wednesday afternoon. So Tuesday mid-afternoon through Wednesday afternoon, snow is likely across the area. Just how much, that's still in question, but 1 to 2 inches perhaps, or even up to 4 inches in some locations we could see before all said and done. And it's going to take a couple days to melt too, so that's going to impact travel across the southeast United States and the southern United States. And of course, if you're expecting deliveries and things of that nature, or if you plan to travel around, it's going to be very treacherous, and you might just have to wait until Thursday or Friday before travel starts getting back to normal. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll keep you posted on this winter storm. See you later. Bye.